home.
Welcome back.
Everything quiet here?
Yeah, fucking midnight to sleep. My door is out somewhere.
Oh. Too much energy playing with those balls of yarn, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I guess we can have that talk. Okay, you were honest with me, so I thought it was only fair I'd be honest back about certain things that I've been kind of keeping to myself.
Hmm.
Do you know what black magic is?
I'm aware of the concept of magic. My people have a form of sorcery.
What about black magic in particular?
Not familiar what black magic is.
I... It's mostly viewed as bad. And something that is used only when people want to be selfish or take revenge on people or cause chaos. I've been studying it for a while. I don't think I'm capable of it. Nothing has happened. But, there was one thing that did happen. Remember when I said that the teachers and the girls at the school I went to just didn't care about me? They didn't bully me that bad before when I first arrived. A couple of the girls kind of poked fun at me, but there was one girl in particular I got really mad at, and I don't know who it was, but someone saw me using a poppet doll. If you know what that is.
I'm familiar with the concept.
I was really mad, and they witnessed me kind of throwing it against the wall and, just kind of trying to get my anger out, and a couple minutes later I heard a scream, and I ran out of my room with all the other girls, and the girl in particular I made the poppet for had fallen down the stairs and had broken her leg. And the blame was immediately pinned on me after what I was just caught doing. I don't think it was me. I think it was a coincidence because the floors in that hallway in particular were really bad and were actually going to be worked on. But
The timing couldn't have been worse.
right. I'm not... I'm not a bad person. I don't think I'm a bad person. I just... Whenever...
You're not. A bad person wouldn't have offered help to both me and Midori. A bad person would have done so much worse than just that. For that to go. If you were actually a bad person, you'd have gone out and done it yourself instead of taking your frustrations out on a doll. Besides, the usage of black magic doesn't inherently make you a bad person, after all. Who actually determines whether that use of the magic is right or wrong? A matter of perspective. I'm sure that there's uses out there for black magic that can actually be used to benefit people. Much like my own people's sorcery. Naturally, since it was associated with my people, it was assumed to be evil, that we only used it for the most utmost horrid things, which, and admittedly, yes, it can be used for that. It wasn't just used for that. We used it to build structures, homes, make cures. But because we were deemed evil, it, by association was deemed evil with us, that we only used it to resurrect corpses, to develop the most evil of plagues that would scourge star systems.
That seems familiar. I've heard that too often.
Hmm. I could imagine. But
I didn't want to say anything because obviously the concept would scare a lot of people, so that's why I didn't.
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't really care even if you did. Even if you did use it for bad reasons, like against getting revenge against the people that wronged you. And also knows that I wanted to use my powers to wrong everybody who destroyed my people. But I suppose that's a measure of how much of a good person you actually are. You didn't. And in regards to your plans for your parents, they're not people.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm worried about how Midori's gonna react, though.
I'm sure she'll understand from her perspective of being hunted as a Jedi.
Bring the intruder to my den.
Yeah.
Punish her insolence and dispose of her.
But I'll be honest, I had a feeling that there was something unique about you.
Well, again, I don't think I'm actually capable of it. If I am, I think a lot of things would be different.
I think you're capable of other things.
Like what?
You mentioned, well, you know how I mentioned my powers, the Force?
Mm-hmm.
Well, theoretically, every single living creature is capable of it. But others are more gifted naturally than others. Like, for example, you're just gonna see him just grab the red yarn ball out of that basket and just float it over to his hand. I've had training. And you, I feel, have the potential.
I do? How are you able to tell?
It's the thing that the Force can sense. A regular person wouldn't be able to tell, but one who has training in the Force, they can sense others. That's the reason why I had to subdue my own signature. If you haven't completed your training, such as Midori hasn't, as I suspect, she wouldn't really be able to pick up on it.
Oh, that's fair.
But me... Well, I was a Sith Lord.
A Sith Lord?
Hmm.
So you're royalty?
Technically, yes, by just the color of my blood, well, my skin, and the DNA that runs in my blood, technically. Because I am related to the original Sith. A Sith pureblood. But no. A Sith Lord is a rank that you earn through achievements. At least back in a time when I was. You had an acolyte, which is what you start out as when you're at the academy. That fucking horrible place. Then you get selected as an apprentice by a lord. He trains you to be even more skilled in the ways of the Force. And then eventually comes one day when you will prove yourself. And either that be a great feat of skill, such as felling a mighty beast, or in some case of some people, they like to defeat their masters to prove that they have overcome them. They are now the betters. And then they are granted a rank of Sith Lord. But there were one rank above the rest. The one of Darth. They were considered our most prestigious and wisest masters in terms of their skills.
Kind of like that Darth Talon that was mentioned?
Yes. Although I am certain that she reflects the modern or current Sith, the ones that are very much different than what my people were. We are only alike in the fact that we use emotions to fuel our powers and the fact that we just share the name Sith. Apart from that, we couldn't be any more different. That's why no one would assume naturally that I was what I was. That's why I pretended to be a Zeltron, another red-skinned species. It's only when the Chiss Nero turned up that he was familiar with my species and he recognized me.
I'm glad you two didn't start fighting over that.
No, actually, the Sith and the Chiss are actually very close allies back in the day.
Oh, Well, that's convenient.
And surprisingly, yes. We belong to two separate political entities. Mine being the Sith Empire, and his being the Chiss Ascendancy. We teamed up in our fight against the Republic and the Jedi. There were quite a few galactic wars. But I'm getting off track. Yes, I sense that you actually have a very good potential. But with no training, nothing will manifest. Unless you're in extreme moments of emotion. Like a life or death situation. And the offer is there for me to teach you.
I'll take it.
You don't want to think about it more thoroughly first?
I'd rather be capable of doing something than be defenseless.
Fair enough. Well, I suppose the first thing that I can teach you was my people's code. The mantra of our belief, so to speak. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. I want you to think on those words and come back to me when you think you know what they mean.
Okay.
I won't ask that you call me master or whatever. I feel like we're too close friends for that.
Okay, sure. Plus, I don't know how I feel about, me, the whole, me slaying you to gain, that seems a little...
That's an optional thing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I didn't do that with my own master. I went and slayed a very mighty beast.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, my Sith were very different than the current Sith. And I will be teaching you in my people's ways instead of the current Sith's way.
Right. Okay.
But to sum up the part of the first part of the conversation, nope, I don't really care the fact that you did use black magic if you did.
I appreciate it, thank you.
And I totally ignores those funny little dolls on the top of the cupboard.
Oh, no, you found those?
I found them a while ago.
Oh, jeez. They're not for anyone current. They're for... Oh, jeez.
Like I said, I don't care.
I know, but like, I should have hit them better.
You probably could, considering who sleeps beneath them.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either. Jeez. I do appreciate it, though. Thank you.
Anytime. Anyways, how about I make us a nice cup of coffee, and then you can get on with your funny commissions.
Okay, sure.